Hi, I'm Cameron Harvey with Pilchuck Construction. We do general construction, steel buildings, light site work, utility work, grading, anything having to do with concrete up on commercial buildings. We have mini excavators, mid-size excavators, telehandlers, rough terrain scissor lifts, boom lifts, warehouse forklifts, skid steers, and dump trucks. We primarily bought our equipment from auctions for the last 10 years, everything from the scissor lifts all the way up to the telehandlers. Probably the majority of our purchases have all been through auctions, very little private party transactions. We haven't spent enough time purchasing through auctions, and it's cost us at times. It's usually a purchase that we need to make because of jobs that are coming up. It's something that always kind of leaves the unknown factor when you're buying something, especially with major purchases. We've never used auctions to sell equipment. It's always been private party, and it's time consuming, uh, which is one of the reasons why we haven't done as much selling as we have purchasing. We found Mr. Equipment online just by seeing the amount of equipment that's posted and saw how quickly they were selling and reached out because we felt like we had equipment that we needed to replace or upgrade, and was all through social media basically. So my first impression with Matt was reaching out with a list of equipment that I was hoping to be able to sell. He responded quickly, had a valuation that was pretty much exactly what I was anticipating or hoping that I could get for the equipment, and the numbers supported that in the equipment that he sold for us. So the deals went together smoother than I expected. Matt handled the inspections, handled meeting with the buyers, previewed the equipment, took the pictures, coordinated the transportation and payment from the buyer to us. We didn't have to have much more involvement other than making sure that the equipment was ready to sell. I would say the only hiccups that we've had in selling equipment were just minor details of transportation or paperwork, usually on the buyer's side of things. And Mr. Equipment handled all of it. There wasn't anything that I felt like they weren't willing to take care of to make sure that the deal was taken care of and both parties were happy with the resolution. We had one issue with a transportation company that was third party, and Matt jumped in and made sure that it was handled, and it was going above and beyond by sure. My experience with purchasing equipment through Mr. Equipment was that Matt's knowledge in dump trucks, equipment, implements, anything that we've looked for, he's had experience or knows somebody that has knowledge in what we're looking to acquire, and it's become our go-to for kind of our first source of information for trying to narrow down or locate what it is we're trying to find. I think going into purchasing and selling equipment through Mr. Equipment's been nice because I know what the cost is going to be to get rid of it. I know that he's going to have information or maybe even know the seller, and it's made it a lot easier to feel like the risk is minimized versus buying equipment directly through the auction with no prior history. Usually we don't have time to go look at equipment more than just a quick inspection, so it takes a lot of the pressure out of wondering if it's the right purchase or if there's issues that we might not know about until after we buy it. Yeah, Mr. Equipment's been our go-to for information. We talk frequently now. He usually has contacts within the industry for what we're looking for or questions that we might have, and it's basically become a network of his buyers or sellers that can usually handle whatever it is that we're reaching out for, information or quotes on transportation. It's really filled a void that we didn't have previously. Yeah, Mr. Equipment's been a resource that we've referred to other contractors that we deal with or friends in the area that I know might have a use for buying or selling. And I know that several people have reached out to him and used his service to market their equipment instead of trying to deal with it directly themselves, which most of us don't have time to do. Yeah, the knowledge that that Matt has in equipment has helped me decide that we don't want to get into certain areas of equipment. It's also been more information, especially with dump trucks and specialty equipment. It's helped me decide that certain pieces aren't the right fit for what we're doing. So it's actually helped me from making mistakes as far as purchasing something that we wouldn't normally have that information.